This is the opportunity of a lifetime. Yes, every scammer in the world is going to tell you something similar, but in this case, you are actually going to have regret.
I mean, you're scamming everyone.
Richard Hart, he's got a history of being called the spam master.
There's some weird things going on with his coins.
Making one of the biggest Ponzi schemes that we have ever seen.
Hex coin is 1000% a scam coin.
People are going to lose money because of you.
Remember all the haters? All the haters that told you that I was a scammer and Hex was a scam? I got bad news for the haters. We're making new all-time highs where everything else is getting wrecked. Price is up 4,000 or 5,000 fold in 600 days.
I've made enough money in the last week that I could buy a house in cash.
I would never have to work another day in my life.
I'm here to shill. I want to change the world, and I can only do that if people participate. The only thing that matters in this world is goods and services. Everything else is accounting. And our made-up imaginary internet money is better than the government's made-up imaginary internet money. Both of them are only backed by the shared fiction of the humans believing that they have value.
If Hex is a religion, then Richard is God.
I'm in crypto for glory. I want to have the best cryptocurrency that's ever existed. I want to have the best performing asset that's ever existed.
And so I think of blockchain as like the internet. In the 90s, everyone thought the internet was just for email.
I bought some this morning.
They're imaginary quarters. Like, it's like playing Monopoly.
I put it all in. I went.
Like, all what?
All over house money.
This is a force that is not going to go away. The cryptocurrency is not going away. And at some point, the people that you met that you thought were crazy loon birds, they're going to be in the 1%, and they're going to be the people that own half everything.
Hex has its own market. It is a pure. So I'm actually going to talk about
pure.
The term pures because this is a very new concept in the market. And I think it'd be a pretty cool one to popularize. But Hex, by definition, is the first pure in the market. And a pure means it has its own market, completely isolated from what's taking place with Bitcoin. And in the case for Hex, it has its own market, mostly through USDC. So I think this is pretty fascinating because, again, this is the first of its kind. There will likely be other coins that start to figure some of this stuff out, but Hex is the first peer on the market, period. So
well, that's why we can end up literally flipping these coins if we start crashing hard, and just by maintaining our position. Like you already said it, we're 72% of ETH's market cap. Like it could happen very quickly just because of the descent, while Hex either maintains or continues to up and to the right.
Yeah, Bitcoin's worried that ETH's gonna flip it, and we're gonna flip both.
Yeah, right. It very well could happen.
Yeah,
it's looking like it could.
Surprising because I personally thought that ETH was gonna flip Bitcoin first, and then Hex was gonna do a major flip in the market. But with the pace the chart is going at now, it's probably more likely you would get Hex flipping ETH first as like the first major flip in the market, and then after that, it's basically a battle for those top three spots. So. Sort of my general thumb, and do not trade against this. Again, like you traders are going to get destroyed every single time. For your best performing assets, I would highly suggest, again, like planning out years with what you want to do with that type of stuff. In the case for flips that take place between 1, 2, and 3, there probably is going to be fighting over who takes the dominant positions. But at the end of the day, we know for sure. Bitcoin does have the weakest fundamentals by far. It's a very dated legacy coin. It'll still, in the grand scheme of things, it'll still keep going up in value over time. Its upside is going to be capped by sort of the fundamentals that it's designed around, which is the halvings. ETH will get juiced up with the merge. Using the network, yes, it will still suck, but the merge is a pretty good fundamental. And then Hex is sort of basically the one that's shining right now because of how much Hex was sacrificed going into prior to the Pulse chain launch, and then also the T shares are going to be a massive supply sink as well. So really cool to see that play out. Really cool to see basically these two coins leading the entire market, and then Hex especially leading by far. It is absolutely insane how big this move